Hello YouTube, this is Cami Froglegs. I'm making another video. I'm in my new apartment, so I don't know how well the lighting is. It looks pretty bad on the screen, but I do apologize. This video is on a do-it-yourself project I did. I made some wooden chests from scratch. First time working with wood or wood glue, wood stain. I've nailed before, and I mean I did help with, you know, build stuff for Habitat, but having to go and actually get stuff cut and measured and things like that, this was the first time I've done it, you know, for the most part by myself. I had a lovely assistant, my 15-year-old brother, who he wanted me to link to his YouTube channel page. His address will be in the comment section below. We bought all the stuff on a Saturday afternoon. Don't do that. There's way too many people in the Home Depot. It was a lot. It was just like, I'm trying to get all of my pieces cut, and then everyone was trying, and there was only like 2 people working. And I was really disappointed in the first guy, because the first guy seemed like he really didn't want to be there and he didn't really want to help me. So I found some other young guy named Phil. He was pretty cool. And he helped me. He got all my pieces cut. He helped me find what I needed to find. He was very accurate for the most part. I didn't have any complaints. He spent about 45 minutes cutting my wood, and there was like a line of people waiting for him to cut stuff. So I thought, you know, big shout out to Phil at Home Depot in Hiram, Georgia. You're awesome. I also had gotten rope cut. I had to find another Home Depot associate. Eli was very cool. He's very tall, but he was very awesome. He got that cut for me, 16 feet. So it really was, he was just doing like this to measure it, because he, you know, his wingspan was already 12 feet. Or 6 feet or something like that. Overall, I spent almost $200 on the whole for 2 wooden chests that measure about 27 inches wide by 14.5 inches frontward and backward, and it's about 14 inches deep. So that's not bad, seeing as how I bought 16 feet of rope that I'm not using. It's currently sitting in my living room on the floor. I'm not going to use it. I bought, and then I had to go to replace the rope, because the rope was part of the hinges, was going to be the hinges, and I could not for the life of me make the holes big enough. So this front part of this video is going to basically be some of my concerns that I have with the directions I found, and you know, why I spent so much money, because it really shouldn't have been that much. It should have been about $50 cheaper, but we know how the world works. How long it took me, and then on the back part of the video I have the shots of us putting it together from start to finish. So hopefully you enjoy this entire video. First off, like I said, I didn't use the rope because I couldn't get a big enough drill bit to make the holes big enough. The rope itself was 1/2 inch in diameter, and I just for the life of me couldn't do it. So then I had to fill those holes, because I only put holes in one box, so I had to go back and fill those holes, which meant I needed to go buy wood filler, which was $5 for 8 ounces. And then I needed to buy hardware to now make hinges. The hinges, I had to buy 2 hinges per box, so for a total of 4 hinges, and then 4 handles for 2 boxes. So the handles were 3 something and the hinges were 2 something. So for the wood glue and all the hardware, I spent about $20 something. And then I also bought a paintbrush, because I forgot to get that for the polyurethane stain. I do believe that's all I bought on that visit. So I used the wood filler, which came out great. You would almost never know that I used the wood filler to fill the holes once I stained it. It just looks like there's some natural defects in the wood. Looks good. Let's see, it was very easy to put together. We put it together, both boxes, in about 2 hours. And that was and that included stopping to read the directions, stopping to help each other hold pieces, which I'm glad I had help, because trying to put that together by myself without someone trying to hold some of the pieces was difficult. The directions did say to include, first off, let me back up. Let me tell you where I got my stuff from. I guess it's a build plan. I got it from Pinterest, and I will link that blog post in the comment section. I'm drawing a blank as to where I got it from, or who does it. I think it's like Homemaker something. She's very good. The directions for the most part were very thorough. I think she used her router more than she made everyone think she did, because some of the stuff that I ended up trying to do with my drill, I'm like, there's no way she did this with a drill. She used the router. I didn't have a router. I don't know how to use a router. I wasn't gonna buy a router, and I could not rent a router. So I just did whatever I could. I borrowed my drill, and I borrowed the hand sander that I used. So if you have a Harbor Freight near you, then you certainly can buy them very cheaply. The drill and the hand sander are $20 a piece, and the sandpaper is like $2. And the drill bits, I got that from Home Depot for $10. So just those two items, it's gonna cost you about $50. Anyways, let's see. We built it in about 2 hours. I had to stop and take photos. We stopped and got water. So that whole 2 hours wasn't actually us just hammering away. Once we got everything set up, we tried making the holes, and we had a problem. We hit a snag there. The drill is a cordless drill, and it kept dying, but I couldn't get the holes to be big enough, so then it kept dying because I'm using the juice trying to curve out holes. So then I went to Home Depot, back to Home Depot, to get the drill bits, thinking that would help. It still kept dying. So then I waited a few days, let the drill charge. I had come home and was doing it. It still didn't work. And that was when I went out on Wednesday of this week and got the wood filler and the hardware. And then I filled the holes Wednesday afternoon, sanded down the other box, because there were no holes in that box. I sanded it down, started staining it. That stain it says it dries in an hour. It still was wet the next day when I went to put the polyurethane coating on. But still, very easy application. I just used a little terry cloth, sponge things I bought from Harbor Freight, which were like $3 for 8. Still not bad. And it goes on very well. The polyurethane does take all day. It suggests that you do 3 coats. I only did 2, and it still took me all day because you have to wait 2 hours in between coats in order to, and so I was waiting about 2.5. And then, because it's a box, it's not just individual pieces, you have to flip it over, but you gotta let the first side dry first. So I ended up having to do like 4 painting sessions, so that way I can make sure everything was dry. But the actual application of any of the stain or the polyurethane coating took maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes if you're just being really, really thorough. So in theory, the DIY project, it could probably be done start to finish. If you already have all your stuff, you go Friday afternoon, go pick up your stuff when there's nobody there at the Home Depot, like there's not a lot of customers. So that way, first thing Saturday morning, you get up, put it together, and start staining, sanding and staining Saturday afternoon, so that way come Sunday you spend the whole day just doing the coating. The coating does have to cure for a whole 7 days in order for it to be completely usable. But you can start using it within 2 days according to the directions. Right now the one that's completely finished is sitting in the corner and I'm not letting anyone use it. I want it to be completely cured. That's all I have. Like I said, I'll link all the stuff below. I actually have a list of all the stuff that I bought and, you know, the exact amount of how much I spent, including tax. I'll even put in there where I bought some stuff, separate what I bought, you know, Home Depot versus Harbor Freight. If you have a Harbor Freight, I suggest going there because a lot of the little stuff like your utility knife and your tarps and stuff are a lot cheaper there. I got a tarp for $2 that's way bigger than the tarp that my mom bought from wherever she bought it from. It's twice the size. So I would suggest getting like your gloves and your brushes and stuff all from Harbor Freight, and then get like your lumber and things like that from Home Depot. Just a suggestion. That's all for now. I hope you find this video very interesting and empowering you to get out there with your hammer and your nails to make something that you need. Oh, one more thing. My mom wanted a cushion on her chest, so I made a cushion. So that's why some of that was expensive, because it was $35 for the foam sheet that I bought in the fabric and the zipper. And I'll do a final, when I send it back, you'll see the finalized foam chest that I made. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.